Imagine a world where the air is thick with the scent of incense, where every surface glistens with the touch of sacred oil, and where the sound of ritual chants echoes through the chambers of a grand, ancient structure. This is not a scene from a fantasy novel, but a glimpse into the heart of the tabernacle, the portable sanctuary that the Israelites built in the wilderness. It was a place where the divine and the human met, a space where the boundaries between the sacred and the profane were meticulously maintained. Yet, as we delve into the details of this ancient institution, we uncover a complex tapestry of ritual, symbolism, and divine command that challenges our modern sensibilities and forces us to reconsider the nature of holiness and the ways in which it is achieved. The tabernacle and its associated rituals, as described in the biblical text, are a far cry from the religious practices of today. The imagery of priests splattered with blood and oil, the precise measurements of altars and lavers, and the strict regulations governing who can and cannot enter the sacred space might seem alien and even repugnant to us. However, for the ancient Israelites, these practices were not just a series of arbitrary commands, but a deeply meaningful and essential part of their relationship with their God. At the heart of the tabernacle's design is the altar for burning incense, a small, square platform made of acacia wood and overlaid with pure gold. This altar, placed directly in front of the Ark of the Covenant, was not for the offering of animal sacrifices, but for the burning of a specially prepared incense. The incense was a blend of carefully selected and measured spices, including wild myrrh, cinnamon, and cassia, all of which were rare and precious commodities in the ancient world. The burning of this incense was a daily ritual, performed by Aaron, the high priest, and his sons, both in the morning and at twilight. This act of burning incense was not just a pleasant aroma, but a powerful symbol of the Israelites' ongoing communication with God, a constant reminder of His presence among them. The incense altar was also a focal point for the annual Day of Atonement, when the high priest would enter the most sacred part of the tabernacle, the Holy of Holies, to atone for the sins of the people. On this day, the high priest would take the blood of a sacrificial animal and daub it on the four horns of the incense altar, a ritual that was believed to cleanse the altar and the people of their offenses. This act of atonement was a critical moment in the religious calendar, a time when the community was brought back into right relationship with God through the mediation of the high priest. The rituals surrounding the incense altar were not the only complex and detailed practices in the tabernacle. The text also describes the construction of a laver, a basin of bronze where the priests would wash their hands and feet before entering the tent of meeting or approaching the altar. This act of washing was not just a matter of physical cleanliness, but a symbolic purification, a necessary step to ensure that the priests were in a state of ritual purity when they performed their duties. The laver, like the incense altar, was a tangible reminder of the holiness required in the presence of God. The tabernacle itself was a carefully constructed space, with each element serving a specific purpose and carrying deep symbolic meaning. The tent, with its layers of curtains and the Ark of the Covenant at its center, was a microcosm of the universe, a physical representation of the divine order. The sacred anointing oil, used to consecrate the tabernacle and its furnishings, as well as the high priest and his sons, was another crucial element in the maintenance of holiness. This oil, made from a blend of olive oil and various spices, was so sacred that its formula was strictly guarded, and its use outside the sanctuary was strictly forbidden. The act of anointing was a powerful symbol of divine election and consecration, marking the objects and individuals as set apart for God's service. The tabernacle and its rituals were not just a set of rules to be followed, but a lived experience of the Israelites' relationship with God. The detailed instructions for the construction and maintenance of the tabernacle, the precise measurements and materials, the specific rituals, and the careful selection of priests, all point to a deep understanding of the sacred and a commitment to maintaining that holiness in every aspect of their lives. This commitment was not just a matter of following laws, but a reflection of the Israelites' belief in the active and ongoing presence of God among them. The priestly succession, from Aaron in the wilderness to the priestly writer in the 6th century, underscores the importance of the tabernacle and its rituals in the religious and cultural life of the Israelites. The office of high priest was not just a position of honor, but a sacred trust, a responsibility that carried with it the weight of the community's spiritual well-being. The consecration of the priests, the anointing with oil, and the daily performance of rituals were all part of a continuous tradition that linked the present to the past and the future. However, the tabernacle and its rituals were not just about maintaining a set of ancient practices. They were also a reflection of a broader religious and cultural shift. The tension between the inherited pagan concepts of the sacred and the emerging monotheistic understanding of God is evident in the text. While the rituals and symbols of the tabernacle drew on pre-existing religious traditions, they were reinterpreted and recontextualized within the framework of a monotheistic faith. The emphasis on God's free decision to dwell among the Israelites, His glory and presence, marked a significant departure from the polytheistic religions of the surrounding cultures. This new understanding of the divine presence and the role of the human in maintaining that presence through ritual and sacrifice was a fundamental aspect of the Israelites' religious identity. The tabernacle, with its intricate design and detailed rituals, was not just a physical space, but a living symbol of the Israelites' relationship with God. It was a place where the divine and the human met, where the sacred and the profane were carefully delineated, and where the community's spiritual life was nurtured and sustained. The rituals and symbols of the tabernacle, while foreign to us today, were a powerful and meaningful expression of the Israelites' faith and their understanding of the world. In the end, the tabernacle and its rituals challenge us to reflect on our own understanding of the sacred. In a world where the boundaries between the sacred and the profane are often blurred, where the concept of holiness is often reduced to mere sentimentality or cultural tradition, the tabernacle reminds us of the importance of setting apart, of consecrating, and of maintaining a space and a time for the divine. The rituals of the tabernacle, with their blood, oil, and incense, may seem strange to us, but they are a powerful reminder that the divine is not something to be taken lightly or casually, but something to be approached with reverence and awe. In conclusion, The tabernacle and its rituals are a testament to the Israelites' deep commitment to their God and their understanding of the sacred. They challenge us to reconsider our own relationship with the divine and the ways in which we set apart and consecrate our lives and our spaces. The tabernacle, with all its complexities and symbolism, remains a powerful and enduring symbol of the human quest for holiness and the divine presence.